Hello, guys. Welcome back once again to this new tarot reading. This time I'm going to continue with the Stray Kids members since there are a lot of them. And I think I'm good. I'm doing like a very consistent work when it comes to them because I want to see them all, and I know that everyone has their biases, and I don't want to miss anyone. Um, I know in the prior video for Han, um, I realized I made a mistake accordingly to his moon sign. Actually, he wasn't a moon in Cancer. He was moon in Pisces. Yes, I somehow like confused him with Seungmin. So, but actually, I focused on his energy and also on his picture, and at the same time, actually, Cancer and Pisces are water signs, and somehow their influences is very. It's not that it's in 100% similar because they have their own characteristics, but in a maybe when we're talking about being emotional and being intuitive, I think it has like a few things in common. So, but actually now we are here to talk about the real Virgo sun with the Cancer moon, Seungmin. Um, I don't know why I get such um, a happy vibe about him. Actually, very down to earth guy, like nice, but not like exaggerated. It's not like he is like too happy and bright all the time. It's just that he gives me that he is very that he's really humble and that he's really hardworking. When I saw birth his birthday, actually the day he was born, especially the date, I thought originally that he was a Libra. And probably him being born on the 22 of September, maybe he has a lot of, like, for example, Mercury and Venus, he must have it in Libra also because it's like he's entering like almost Libra season. So it's like he's a Virgo with a lot of Libra traits. So he's like, he's in that transition of that, in the cusp of the sign. So, maybe he's in the last degrees of Virgo entering into the first degrees of Libra. So let's start with the archetype cards for him. He got the hermit, the beggar, and the engineer. So, yes, very Virgo energy, very Virgo energy in the sense that the hermit modes just it gives me a little bit of insight of what it's like to be a Virgo with a Cancer moon. Is like actually Virgo energy, they tend to be really awkward in social gatherings and in social interactions. um Not all of them, but actually it's like they struggle with their, because they are very intellectual, and they are very like in their minds all the time, and they are very analytic also, which doesn't allow them to maybe be more relaxed in like in public places with a lot of people surrounding them. So they do give this vibe of being really like of having these weird reactions that it seems that they are really struggling to be social. So, and they have this like nervous energy about them. They get really like anxious, or maybe if they meet someone, they may like, yes, engage into a conversation, but start talking about some weird facts, or maybe pointing out a few things that maybe are not like a topic that you would bring out to someone that you just met on a party, for example. So they have those traits of awkwardness. And they do struggle with that or all their lives. That's why I actually feel more sympathy for people that have moon in Virgo, actually, because when you have the moon in Virgo, actually it means that emotionally it affects you a lot to have all this Mercury inside of you, because it's like somehow you cannot stop thinking, you cannot stop analyzing everything. So it gets really stressful, and it can lead to uh, like some like mental issues, because it's like you're always plugged in with information, so it's like you cannot let go of what's going on in your mind. It's like your senses are always like tuned on, they're always like in sync with the information that you are getting. um so I understand a bit the first archetype, that is the hermit. He would probably would also be in a moon in Cancer. I had talked about when you have a water moon in your birth chart. Sometimes you need to go into this hermit mode to recharge your energy, to somehow detox your own aura, your own energetic field, because it's like you absorb everyone's feelings, moods, like behaviors, and it's like it gets too much for you to handle. So every once in a while you need to be on your own. So for example, him being a part of a group, it makes sense because it helps him in a professional way. It helps him uh, to set his goals and to make his dreams come true. But at the same time, he must be someone that needs some alone time, and that actually is really jealous of his private time. That maybe that part sometimes it depends on the person, because for example, when you're in a group that somehow it's new, and you know that they are always surrounded by cameras and stuff, and it's like everything is documented, everything is on camera. So sometimes they may like act like actually, yes, like they are really happy to be together, and that they are roommates, and that they are always next to each other doing things together. But actually it's human nature, and actually it's like normal to be like, yes, I would like some alone time, please. Like I want some privacy, I seen you, I had worked with you, like can you please get out of my personal space? It's not about being rude, it's not about being introvert. It's about like recharging your own energies. Sometimes you need to separate your personal space and about what you have to do with others. um so for example, I have seen this in the early beginnings of, I think, in the first year of BTS. If you see their like when they used to shoot for their channel, when they used to shoot the first like backstage stories and everything, and they were just a rookie group, you saw them absorbing this concept of, yes, we are together, yes, we are sharing this the dressing room, and we are here, and we are backstage together, and we're really happy, and we're really hype. And then eventually, and it's amazing, because even, for example, Suga, that is one of the, I think it's one of the most introverted of the group, he was like showing himself like he was really happy, like he was really jumping, he was really excited to be with them. But now, if you after a few years that they had already worked together, he shows actually his true self, and is that sometimes he's not always with the members, he's not always like taking pictures with them. It's more of the other members that reach to him, And it's not that he doesn't care about them, it's just that he just doesn't feel to show that he, I mean, it must be awkward to be filmed all the time, even when you're sleeping or when you're trying to sleep, to have a camera on your face. Like, I don't know, if I am a water moon, and I would be really pissed. And when you are actually moon in Cancer, they tend to be really moody, because Cancer, it's the ruler of Cancer, it's the moon. So you know how the moon changes its phases. Oh, well, for moon in Cancer people, actually their behavior, their mood swings just like the face of the moon, in the sense that they can change their mood in a second, and they are actually really moody, especially in the morning. They are really moody, they just don't want to hear anything from the world. So I admire the idols that somehow can use this water moon to be on the public eye, because I mean, I would expect actually to all the entertainers to have like a moon in Leo, a moon in Aries, a moon in Sagittarius, that they are really like extrovert. But actually, I think that maybe like the moon in water is a bit sensitive to mood swings, and they are really like, so in the sense of him, I understand that in this archetype of the hermit, he must feel this need to sometimes go back to his own personal space and being on his own. He may be like a loner also. He may be like someone that really enjoys to be on his own. It's like he really has fun because he has the time to do what he wants, to maybe read, to to get in contact with his own interests, besides being in a group, like getting back to his own, um, what he really likes, what he really enjoys, and actually not to be um, like watching others all the time, or like trying to engage others into his interests or his own hobbies. The other card is beggar. So yes, when it comes to beggar, beggar, it's like I said, it's someone that actually is very humble, in the sense that sometimes they think less of themselves, that they struggle with actually acknowledge or to actually see their own value. It's like they always think less of themselves. So it's like if they have some kind of power or influence, they tend to give it away, or it's like they are like, oh, I'm not good enough. They have these insecurities where they need other people's reassurance. So, for example, maybe when he is in this hermit mode, when he's on his own doing his own things, at the same time he has this kind of needy side where actually he actually craves attention, in the sense that maybe he has gone away to, I don't know, to read a book or to go to sleep, to go take a nap. He somehow expects from someone to come and being like, oh, you were gone, oh, I noticed you weren't here, like, oh, I came to talk to you. Like he values those gestures where when people recognize his presence and his absence. It's like when they're like, oh, where is he, what's he doing, what are you doing. He may act like, oh, you're really annoying, but there's a part of him that likes to be needed, likes to be remembered, that someone actually remembered that he wasn't present. So he is like, oh, I'm going to go and look for Seungmin because I haven't seen him, so I want to know what he's up to. So he is like, he enjoys being in his own bubble, in his own world, but at the same time he enjoys that someone is coming to to share with him. Someone is missing him. Someone is thinking of him. I think he's really loving in that way. He's a simple person, but at the same time, he's really sweet, actually. He may not be really good at expressing his own emotions, but he definitely feels them. He has them. Um, and the other card is engineer. So he is really good at coming up with ideas and solutions for like everyday life problems or situations that could come out. Is like he's a really great thinker in that way. He is always thinking about a solution, a practical solution for a problem. So he's really smart, and it also has a lot to do with the Virgo energy, to be always analytic, to be always like thinking about the meaning of things, like always like searching and always like his mind works really fast. He has this ability to see into the details, so maybe he has this capacity of seeing the possible outcomes before it happens. He's able to see the whole picture and analyze it. So he's really smart. And actually, just like I said for Han, I have the same feeling for Seungmin, in the sense that they need to study, like to follow this kind of careers where they can use um, this analytical kind of behavior and this very detail oriented kind of mind that they have, because they would be really really successful if they use it like in a professional way. I don't even know what's his position in the group. I don't know if he's a rapper or if he's a singer, because I don't know. I don't remember him actually. I'm still learning the names. So it's like there are a lot of members that I somehow confuse them with others. So I have to pay more attention to them. But I have the feeling that he's so nice. I don't know why, but he just gives me this very nice guy vibe, and that he's really simple, that he's not really complex. Besides him being um like a moon in Cancer, he is not complex emotionally. Actually, I don't see him like being like having problems with dealing with emotions, or maybe feeling too much, or maybe and I also don't see that he's actually very perceptive. So I don't know where maybe his moon is, but I don't think his moon in particular adds a bit of the psychic element, of being like intuitive. I think he's not in tune with the intuitive part, because he's really mental. He's really connected with the mental side of himself. So if he ever guesses something, or if he ever has the ability to see beyond, or to see for the future, or to predict things, is because of his mind and the way he uses his mind. It's like he doesn't follow intuition, he follows his mind. And actually, his mind is really perceptive, but not intuitive. It's perceptive. He collects all the info, and somehow he just like um, gives each thought, each idea, each steps. He organizes it, so it leads to a possible outcome. So that's how he knows things will work out or not. He's really smart. He's really smart. I'm amazed. The cards that came out for him were the Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the two of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Sun, the Five of Swords, the Chariot, the Five of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Two of Cups, and I took other an extra card to clarify the Two of Cups because I wanted to know what that was about, and the last card was the Emperor. So with this seven of Pentacles there, and all the Pentacles that are actually there, I have the feeling that he is very hardworking. He's a very hardworking guy, and he takes all the measures. He does everything step by step, and he's really patient. He's a good student. I bet he was really good as a trainee because he is very diligent. He's he has the mindset of someone really professional, and also really eager to learn new things, and at the same time maybe he's a quick learner, or somehow he teaches himself things because he is very committed. He's very committed, but somehow he struggles with his emotions. That's why I was thinking that I see that he has a lot of energy of Virgo. Maybe he has a bit of a Libra also, and it's like his Cancer moon is like I believe that maybe it is the only planet that he has on a water sign. So maybe that's why when it comes to emotions, he's not very in touch with emotions, but he's ruled by emotions because being a moon in Cancer is to be ruled by emotions and by ups and downs when it comes to feelings and how you feel. So he may have those mood swings, and he just yet he hasn't learned. He has learned a lot of things in his life when it comes to practical things. But when it comes to emotions, he's still managing. He's still like, he's now figuring out that there's something about his emotional side that he needs to pay more attention. So maybe he's having those mood swings where he all of a sudden becomes emotional, and it's like it makes him feel awkward because he feels like he's out of control and he doesn't want to feel that way. Or maybe he feels like he's not really good at expressing how he feels, so that somehow affects his interactions with others because he may, I don't know, he may get offended by something and he does not express it because his rational side is like, oh, don't say anything because let's not take things too long. Let's not be complicated because we are working here. We have to be professional. We have to deliver. But there's something about emotions that are slowly are trying to take the lead in his personality. They are like they are like giving him a little bit of hints like, yes, I exist, like, yes, you are not a robot, yes, you have emotions, a lot of emotions, so yes, we are here. We are waiting for you to acknowledge us, so please make some room for us because we need you to express more. So and I think he's really trying to like do the perfect balance between his mind and his heart. I believe he wants to follow his heart so bad. uh, but he also is right about not wanting his emotions to blind his own judgment because he believes in maintaining like a sort of calmness, and to be calm, and to be um, because I have the feeling that he's a seeker also, that he is always in the seeker mode when he is in the searching for more meaning in his life. But at the same time, he needs to experience more when it comes to emotions. Maybe he needs to build more intimate relationships so he can get in touch with that sensitive side of him. Maybe that's why what he's thinking about. The other cards is the five of swords, and the chariot. So yes, the five of swords and the five of cups is a card that comes really regularly in these idols readings. They definitely feel some kind of loss and regret with the lifestyle that they have. It's like they are very grateful. For example, in his case, since he has the sun next to it, he's really grateful for everything that he had accomplished with the group. And it's like he feels like he had overcome very dark moments thanks to the group, and that they are trying to move on. He just wished that time would pass faster because he cannot wait to get out of this kind of fear. He fears something. He has a fear of betrayal, I think, but I also have the feeling that he fears that something is going to happen that is going to also affect their ability to enjoy this, the ability to enjoy that they are on this path, that they are like walking on this path together, and that they had overcome a lot. And but he feels the same way that Han feels, in the sense that he is like, when he's happy, he's thinking is he suddenly starts to fear that happiness will be momentary, and that happiness will be ruined for them, that something bad is going to happen. So he has this recurrent this fear inside of him that is always coming out, like this fear of, oh, I don't want to celebrate too much because I have the fear that something bad is going to happen. So now he feels victorious in some way. He feels good about himself because he he's giving his best. He's giving the best of his ability. So he feels really good. He feels very motivated. But yes, he wants time to pass. He wants time to pass really fast because it's not a comfortable place. I think that maybe they will start to feel better in July, because, for example, the car of the chariot is represented by the name seven. So in the 7th month, it's July. So maybe in July they will be able to enter this new phase that he's longing for. This like moving on to the next chapter, and let go, and just let the hard times and the sadness and their uncertainties in the past. Because then we have again the Five of Cups and the Three of Cups. So he wants to celebrate with the group so bad, and he wants everyone to be there. I think it also includes that he wants the members to be together to celebrate. He does not want to celebrate. He doesn't feel comfortable with celebrating something with a member that is not there or with a member absent. He wants to celebrate with being together, all of them. Um, that's why I believe that he's a bit awkward in that sense. But this is why I think that he should like open up a little bit more and talk about it, because his feelings are actually really beautiful. Because the other cards is the Two of Cups, That is a beautiful card because it talks about emotional connection. So if he opens up to them, they are always going to welcome him. They are always going to welcome, they are going to receive him with open arms when it comes to what he has to express or what he has to say, when it comes to his feelings or what he's experiencing in an emotional way. And also because the last card that I pulled, that I wanted to clarify, the Two of Cups and the Emperor came out, the card of the Emperor, that it means that for him to be able to feel more comfortable with himself, to feel more grounded, to feel proud of himself, to be a better version of himself, and to be able to grow up in become this strong, stable adult, he needs to embrace his own emotions. He needs to get in touch with his emotions. And he also needs to tell others that he loves them. And it doesn't matter how often it is, he just has to get it out. He has to say it. Um, because emotions are always going to be a part of his life and of his way of experiencing things. So he has to let go of this perception that being emotional is being weak or is being too sensitive. No, actually, emotions have a lot of power. Uh, um, they have the power to raise you up. They have the power to teach you how to be more honest and open with yourself and with others. And also, yes, the downside sometimes is that maybe if you are too emotional, maybe, yes, some relationships can be ruined because somehow you are always like maybe on the defensive, or you are always like you get offended easily. So yes, there's, or maybe you get into these mood swings where when you are happy, you're really happy, and when you are down, you are really down, like depressed. So but he needs to own that. He needs to own that part of himself. And actually, this part, the emotional part, it's where his inspiration is going to come from. He needs to experience more emotional things, more maybe deep connections, deep emotional connections, maybe a love story too. Maybe because I see the Two of Cups and I'm like, maybe a little bit of romance in his life would also help him to get in touch with his feelings, and his feelings would be a good source of material for inspiration for him to work on music, and for him to use it in a creative sense. So he needs to get in touch with the feeling of love for himself and love for others, but always trying to share, because the Two of Cups and the other card that we have seen, the Three of Cups, in the images you can see that there's always someone offering their cup, and they are always raising their cup up to share with others. So this talks about your ability to open yourself emotionally and to be available emotionally, so that you can invite others to see what your emotions are about, how you feel about them. So you don't have to be so, maybe so um so intellectual about it. Actually, it's not about thoughts or ideas or rational thinking. It's more about feeling. He needs to feel. He needs to connect with the warmth of feeling those emotions, and also inspire others' emotions, being that source of emotions. I believe he has a lot of potential. And I don't know why, but I have the feeling that he has a lot of potential to write love songs. like amazing love songs, very romantic love songs. But in order to do that, he has to experience love. So he has to experience love. He has to be available to find love or let love find him, because the Two of Cups was the last card. So maybe an openness to be available for love. Maybe that's why this card came out. So I'm going to, guys, leave it here. I enjoy doing this reading. I appreciate that you're always here, like always commenting and always sharing your feedback with me. I learn and educate myself a lot, but I still have a long way to go because I don't know a lot about these members. But I try to be really respectful, and I try to be really reflective when it comes to the interpretations that I do. And of course, if maybe there are some aspects that you are like, oh no, I don't think he resembles this kind of person, like, yeah, I understand. I know that sometimes the fandom knows more about them than me, so I'm always like willing to hear your feedbacks because I learn a lot from them. And it's nice energies, and it's also nice to see the human side of them, and not only what we see on cameras or what we see in the content that is delivered for entertainment. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.